Out here today with David from Amelia Shotgun Sports, and he's going to show us how a trap machine works.
So this is a trap machine here at one of our stations. We've got a receiver on it. This is what receives the signal from the stand to tell it to throw. Once it receives the signal, it's going to send it to the machine, which will tell it to throw. And this piece here is the arm. It will normally be underneath here. Right now it's in what we call a decock situation so that it's safe to be around. Normally it would be underneath the machine here, and once it receives the signal, it tells it to throw. The arm will come out and throw the target. The target then, of course, travels at whatever way we set the presentation to be.
And what's the presentation for this one set at? Which direction is it going to throw?
So right now this one's going to throw towards the stand, but at a high elevation. So it's going to go pretty high straight up and a little off to the left. That's kind of, you can see the machine is leaning over a little towards the left this way. And it's got very little spring. You can see the spring is here. That's what gives it the power to throw it. And you can see there's very little spring on there. The tighter you make that, the more energy that it has, and it's going to throw the target much faster.
Okay.
So this is a number 2 target at this station, which would be like an intermediate. So it's not the hardest one at this station, but it's also not the easiest.
Okay. All right, and so which one right now would probably be the hardest?
The hardest machine is going to be this one here that you're looking at.
Okay.
That one's a number 3, and we're not completely done adjusting it for the day, but we will finish here in just a minute. We've adjusted the angle the way we want it. We just have to put a little more spring on it to give it more energy so that the target will travel faster.
Okay.
One of the main things you look for when you're setting targets is speed, angle, and distance. So this one's pretty close and the angle's pretty easy from the stand, so we're going to give it some speed.
Okay. And so what makes a target more difficult to hit than others?
It's the speed, angle, and distance. So
Okay.
whether it's a fast target makes it hard, or if it's a slow target but it's really far out, which is the distance, then that makes it harder. Or if it's the angle. So if you take a target and you turn it completely sideways to where you're getting all edge, you see less of the target. Obviously it'll be harder to see, so it'll be harder to hit. If you angle the target like this machine is facing the stand, so you get a lot more of the dome, you can see more of the target, which makes it easier to hit.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for all that information and your time.
Thank you.
All right.